Consider supporting Archaeosoup on Patreon for as little as $1 per month. Link available in the video description. Thank you. Did you know?
Risk. Risk. Win the game, and you win the world. Parker Brothers kind of fun.
Mrs. Soup loves a good game of Risk. I quite like the board game too, and whenever we play I can't help but imagine Napoleon marching round Europe on campaign. A great general and military tactician, a proud emperor of the French, Napoleon comes with a reputation. Not only in status, but also in stature, Napoleon has a reputation. Supposedly, he was quite a short man. He measured around 5'2" tall, and compared to how we imagine other men from the era, such as Lord Nelson, he was considered to be small in stature. Indeed, this led to the term Napoleon complex, small man syndrome, a small, frustrated, angry man. But is this actually true? France, prior to the revolution which began in 1789, was a complicated place with some very particular problems. Ever since the time of the great king Charlemagne, measurements had been an issue. Quite literally, the problem was how to agree on how to measure things accurately. When it came to length, the French had technically directly inherited the Roman foot, a unit used in the classical world and a unit crucial for trade. You see, a standardized unit of length ensured that prices and, crucially, taxes on materials bought and sold in the Roman world were the same wherever the trader went. It wasn't possible to buy silk, for example, in one unit and sell it in another, making an illegal profit on the side. Charlemagne was somewhat successful in establishing a standard unit of measurement, the king's foot, and a larger unit which was 6 feet, the length between the fingertips of the outstretched arms of a man. However, units used to measure cloth, to weigh small goods and liquids remained quite variable and sporadic. In England, this problem had been addressed in 1215 under the Magna Carta. It established standard measurements throughout the kingdom for goods such as drinks. Arguably, it's the reason for the humble British pint. But in France, by the time of Napoleon, it is estimated that there were more than 800 different ways of measuring length, height, weight, and volume. When Napoleon became emperor, there was an attempt to merge traditional measurements with the new metric system by translating traditional measurements into centimetres and metres. The new metric foot was 1/3 of a metre, or 33 centimetres. Compared to the English standard foot of 30.48 centimetres, the French foot was slightly longer. This was a difference of 2.52 centimetres, basically an inch per foot. So, Napoleon was 5'2" tall, but we need to remember that these were metric or French feet and inches. By standard reckoning, Napoleon was around 5'7", which, for a European at the time, is quite respectable. And we know that on the same scale, Lord Nelson is actually 5'6", the same-ish height, or even slightly shorter, than Napoleon. Now, you may not think that this matters, but it really does. You see, the stereotype of an angry, short, frustrated man comes from Napoleon. Indeed, French leaders are still accused of having a Napoleon complex, short, insecure men wearing shoes that make them seem taller next to other tall, important people. But this isn't an innate characteristic. Rather, short men are told throughout their lives that they're like Napoleon, that they need to be angry, they need to fight for their place in this world. It's the very definition of a vicious cycle, and one which I would like to see broken. Incidentally, I could not be more thankful for the wonderful metric system. Yes, I know in Britain we have this weird thing where we measure our height in feet and inches, our weight in stones and pounds, and the distances that we drive in miles, but we measure the important things, the things we really want to get accurate, like how to build a house or scientific measurements using metric. And it's a sane measurement system. It doesn't deal with sixteenths and eighths of an inch, for example. Thumbs up for the metric system.